Howdy ho, neighbors. Rado Goji here.
I'm Sorlin Greg.
And welcome to, for the first time and for frickin' ever, the Squeeze the World video podcast.
Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. It just takes a break sometimes.
You're welcome, Slashing with Gaming.
R1 fan.
Yeah. Anyway, today is June
20th.
June 20th, 2019. And it has been about 4 months since we've done a podcast. Because we took a break, we just kind of were focusing on Let's Plays and stuff.
I don't remember what happened. It just happened.
Also, I'm also cycling the toy videos back in as well. So that's
yes, I noticed you've got a toy video up.
And today...
we are well. We have not been captured by the Taliban. There is no man or bear with a machine gun on the side of the screen. You know, if I wanted to, send a coded message or anything, you'd have to bear with me. While I was,
before we go into Kodiak arrest.
Oh, God! You one-upped me right off the bat.
That's my favorite bear joke.
I'm supposed to be the one with the bad puns.
Oh, it's okay.
So, hey, before we begin, though, there is a ritual which we always perform, and that is this one. Patrick, what are you playing this week?
Not much, really. I have technically been playing Final Fantasy VI. But oddly enough, I've been kind of on and off with that. I really can't get into it right now.
FF6?
Yeah. I don't know why. It's a very good game. I'm digging the story, I'm digging the characters and all that, but I just haven't been able to bring myself to play it the past few days.
Okay.
I don't know, I've just been kind of like watching YouTube and...
And you're playing the Game Boy Advance version, right?
Yes, I'm playing the Game Boy Advance version. But it's a good game. I'm just kind of looking forward to playing other games, really. I mean, I got... this coming weekend, I'm going to be starting Final Fantasy XIV again. Shadowbringers Early Access starts next week. I'll be mentioning it later, but the Dragon Quest II Builders demo is next week. And also, the game launches in a few weeks.
Very cool.
So there's just a lot of stuff to look forward to, and maybe that's why I can't really get into 6 right now, but I'm going to try and power through it at some point here.
Cool.
What about you, Greg?
Lately, two games mostly. I'm playing Dead by Daylight.
For some
they
reason.
recently, hey, I like it. Okay. This week, 2 days ago on consoles and PC, they finally released the newest killer, Ghostface, or as the game calls him, the Ghostface, because they didn't actually license Scream. They just licensed the mask and created their own original character, who just happens to resemble the killer from Scream. Came out in a really ass-backwards fashion. In the test servers, he was completely unusable. Unusably bad. Then he was buffed to being probably the second best killer in the game. And just today, after the Blood collection, 2x Blood Point collection event ended, he got nerfed again. So it's anyone's guess where he's going with Ghostface. Other than that, and I've been getting killed by him a lot, because yesterday he was really, really good, and I play solo survivor, so I end up playing with potato people who hide in lockers for the entire game. The other game, I have gotten back into Dragon Quest XI.
Oh, nice.
And I'm playing that again. So I really appreciate all of the... even though it's an extremely old school game, I appreciate all of the many tooltips and things that get you immediately back into the plot when you haven't been playing the game for a while. The little story so far, and the like. Those are really helpful when you don't play the game for like 4 months.
Another thing that I've been kind of messing with a little bit here has been the coin game.
Oh yeah, I was gonna make a joke about the coin game when you were talking about the games that you were playing, but yeah, he beat my score in the coin game. I had a picture of both of our Steam handles were like two apart, each other. It was
like
great.
2 apart from each other. But I did do like some like Let's Play videos of it, but like it turned out terrible. And I decided
that's kind of a bummer.
OBX.
We will have to do some coin game stuff at some point.
We need to find.
It's very fun.
We do, but we need to do it in a way where we can record it in full screen because it doesn't have windowed mode.
It does not. It is a one-man project.
And OBX does not play well with windowed mode or with full screen mode.
And if you've been watching the news lately, I forget what city it is, but some municipality has released robotic police officers to monitor public parks in their city, and they look exactly like the robot people from the coin game. And I'm like, this is it. This is how the robot apocalypse that presumably happened at some point in the coin game, because you were the only human being alive in the coin game. Everyone else is a little robot who I think I said in the Downwell thing looks like a cross between an air fryer and a humidifier and some sort of weird sex toy.
And like R2-D2.
Yes. So,
yeah,
coin game.
Yeah, eventually they'll be saying happy birthday to you. Whether
Yes.
it's your birthday or not. Now, obviously with this...
They'll be selling fireworks on the beach.
With this being, I believe, the week after E3, we do have some E3 stuff that we're going to be talking about.
E3, or as you call it, EEE. Yeah.
But before that, I do have just like some bite-sized...
Graph that one, please. Cut that out of the video.
Quick news things.
You'll have to bear with me. I'm getting back into the swing of podcasting.
So, for just these are just kind of quick things. First up, EA and it's the saga seems to continue with the whole loot box thing.
Oh yes.
So first off and foremost, EA bold statements here. First off, they're not calling them loot boxes anymore.
Well, that's because the bills that are coming are calling them loot boxes. So if they're not loot boxes,
they're called surprise mechanics. You can't make this shit up.
A surprise mechanic is what you get when you break down on the side of the road and you call the first available person to come and tow it away. It is not something I expect in a fucking battle royale game.
But they're still trying to make their case for these terrible, terrible things.
Surprise! This sucks!
Yeah. I think I don't know the exact quote that they made, but they're still saying loot boxes are not gambling. Now they're saying they're more like Kinder eggs or blind box toys.
Didn't they ban Kinder eggs in the U.S. for like a really long time?
They banned Kinder eggs in the U.S. because they're a choking hazard. Do you know what Kinder eggs are?
And I do know what Kinder eggs are, and loot boxes may not be a choking hazard, but they are hazardous. But
they're also saying that they're very fun and quite ethical.
That's what the fucking corporation says about their fucking old robot in a sci-fi horror movie right before it picks up a knife and starts trying to stab the entire
ethical
family. It's completely ethical, I promise.
So, first off, the big difference here is that with Kinder eggs, and on the one side, while where they are very separate and different, is that with Kinder eggs and blind box toys and even trading cards and shit like that, you pay for something, and then you have the thing. But if you with loot boxes and games, it's digital, and you can lose that. Like you lost that money, the real money that you paid to get them. But I guess you could say that they kind of are like Kinder eggs, where like you open up a loot box and hey, there's a shitty toy inside. I don't know.
EA will have to mail you a shitty toy. It's a little squeaky toy.
That might actually make it worth the money that you're spending. But
they mail you a little squeaky toy of like default model male shepherd, and it goes squeak, 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 squeak. I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite totally ethical game mechanic.
Can you tell me about the Reapers? Okay. Next thing. Chinese accessory manufacturer may have accidentally leaked the Switch Mini.
Oh yeah, I've been hearing all about this lately. There's going to be 3 Switches or some shit like that.
So the rumor's been going along like for months now. Nintendo has still said nothing, so I don't believe 100% any of this yet. But
well, Nintendo did famously completely contradict Forbes magazine about the 3DS revamp, and then literally a week after they did it, announced the 3DS XL.
No, I'm not saying that
Nintendo's track record on this.
No,
it's not the best.
No, Nintendo hasn't been denying anything.
Right.
What I'm saying is, I'm not going to believe anything until Nintendo straight up says, yeah, there's new. I mean, obviously there's going to be new Switch stuff coming out, but I don't think that there's going to be anything definite until Nintendo says something. Everyone's just been hearing these rumors done by like the Wall Street Journal or some shit about how there's like a Switch Pro and a Switch Mini coming out, and there's been nothing from Nintendo about that, and everyone's just kind of been assuming that this is going to be a thing. But it seems that there is a little bit more hard evidence toward this because Hanson, a accessory manufacturer, has been showing off pictures on their website of cases for the Switch Mini, and according to Nintendo Life, they've spoken to a representative from the company, and they've been told that the company has based these products on secret information, and that is waiting for Nintendo to officially confirm the system before putting these items into production.
Secret recipe.
And then they will adjust the model to ensure it can perfectly suit the console. So all they're saying is that it's
like taking in a wedding dress.
It's like I think the only thing that they've said is that it's a bit smaller than the normal Switch, and like from the mock-ups I'm seeing, it also looks like the Joy-Cons are actually like bolted on. They're not removable.
Well, that's a good thing.
And also the left side buttons are a D-pad.
Ooh.
But it looks like it can still fit in a dock and still be used on the TV if you choose.
I'm so down for Switch with a D-pad.
I will probably not go for that. I actually like the Joy-Cons the way they are, and I'm not going to spend another $300 on a system like that.
I'm not the biggest fan of the Joy-Cons. They're kind of flimsy, and frankly, it's just not fun to play with more than 2 players with them sideways.
And that's why you should buy a slime controller when that comes out.
Which is what you're doing.
Which is what I'm doing, but we'll get to that later. The last thing I have on here is that Bloodstained, the game that's not out on the Switch yet, just came out on Xbox One X and PS4 and whatever they called that stuff now. I'm dumb. Xbox One and PS4.
There you go.
Apparently has a game-breaking glitch via an update.
Computer, maybe?
I think it might be on the computer.
On the computer.
So basically, people are finding out that there's a glitch that came about with the latest update to the game, wherein if you've already started a game and have made progress in it,
okay,
the update fucks with your save file and changes the flags of all of the treasure chests from open to shut and vice versa.
Okay.
Thus making it so that certain game
key
items can't be obtained, and thus
because they're already open. Some imp, some Dracula imp, given that this is
Koji Igarashi,
stole your treasure, and that is why you need Captain Toad's treasure trove. That's how they fit these universes together. No, that sucks, but no, what you gonna do?
They did say that they are working on an update, obviously, to reverse this, because they pretty much have to. They're doing more than Concept did with Mighty Number 9. Let me tell you. But they also say that if you want to go for a more drastic solution, you can restart your game and it'll be fine. Or I've also seen other people saying that you can basically keep the save file but uninstall the game before the update. Make it to just not update the game, and then you can beat the game.
That's very confusing.
But, so it's either update, then start the game, or beat the game, then update.
Take the update, leave the cannoli,
Essentially. And lastly...
you said lastly for the last
thing. Lastly, Star Citizen is still not out.
There you go. It's still... And I don't think we even saw it at E3. Was Star Citizen at E3? I didn't see anything about it on the gaming drip feed outrage network.
So how's that South African blood money coming along, Chris? What you using that toward, huh?
He's building a life-size replica of the diamond mine, the diamond mine level in DuckTales with actual diamonds.
Instead of putting it toward the game that these investors so kindly gave him money to put toward.
Exactly, and Disco Lando is going to be the slug man with the crown and the scepter. Yeah, so E3 happened.
E3.
It was E3. If we say E3 enough times, the search engine optimization will put us in the top video for E3.
Maybe.
And we'll have 1.3 million.
1.3 million.
1.3 million views.
E3.
So, in your opinion, I don't know to what extent you watched E3 coverage.
I watched the Nintendo thing. That was it.
Well, there you go. Then, in your opinion, who won E3 this year?
From the headlines that I've read,
Besides, the consuming gaming public.
I don't think anybody won. I mean, Nintendo won.
Well, yeah.
I mean, if I don't really see winners or losers, but other than Nintendo and maybe Microsoft, no one did good. From what I saw, I mean, like I said, all I did was I read headlines, and I watched Nintendo's Direct.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I did. And I told Greg, while E3 was starting, or in the days before E3 when they're still putting out their E3 stuff.
The dark ages before we were enlightened as to games that were coming out later in the year and in the beginning of next year.
It's mostly next year. But
Death Stranding is coming out in November, my friend.
Okay, have fun with that.
Death Stranding.
I told Greg that I would make a tally of things that I was actually legitimately excited for.
Oh boy!
And I was actually surprised that I was able to put 4.
4 things.
4 things.
What are the? I'm like. Let me try. Let me try and guess. Let me try and guess the 4 things that Patrick is excited. We have things. Patrick. 4 things that Patrick is excited about.
Okay. I'll let you guess, Craig.
Okay, I'm guessing 1 is obviously Link's Awakening.
Oh, yeah.
It's your favorite game of all time.
And it's looking awesome.
Yeah,
on the Switch.
It looks cute as hell.
That I'm really looking forward to trying out that dungeon thing, too, with Dan.
Oh, yeah, it's sort of a stealth Zelda maker, almost. Because Dampy, he opens up the ability to make your own custom dungeons, which I believe you'll be able to share with other people.
I think so, yeah.
Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Yep, they announced that there's going to be, like I said earlier, there's going to be a demo on June 27th, which is next week as of this recording. I mean, we already knew when it was coming out and everything, but I'm really excited to play the demo. But yeah, that is one of the things.
I'm going to go long shot on this. The Trials of Mana remake.
Not really.
Ah, damn! Damn, I was 50% there. That's still a failing grade.
I'll talk about Trials of Mana later.
But, okay, was it... It wasn't Pokemon, I know that.
No, I'm jaded on Pokemon now.
And it wasn't Fire Emblem.
No.
If you think you know at this point what the other 2 things Patrick is excited about are, please comment them in our YouTube comments below. And like and subscribe. You won't get anything for being right, but you won't get anything for being wrong.
You'll get the
either.
Satisfaction of guessing
that
correctly.
Woman from Rocco's Modern Life. Bye now. Bye now.
This
Bye
sparks
now.
joy.
This podcast does not spark joy. Okay, go for it. What are the ones you're excited about?
Okay, so the third thing was when they announced...
Cyberpunk.
It wasn't Cyberpunk.
No.
When they announced the new Smash Brothers characters.
You have a hole where your heart should be.
Why?
If you didn't feel pure joy and love when Keanu Reeves showed up in the...
I didn't watch Microsoft's conference.
In the Cyberpunk 2077 trailer, then you have a hole, or you have a cold, dead lump of inert rock where once beat the pumping, blood-filled heart of a true gamer.
The pumping blood?
Okay, don't get all Lou Reed on me now.
There was the Smash Brothers announcements for the new
Smash
characters. And everyone's excited for Banjo-Kazooie. I'm excited for Banjo-Kazooie, but I'm the opposite of everyone else.
People like Banjo.
Yeah, well, I understand. People have been waiting for Banjo-Kazooie and Smash for a long, long time, and we thought that it wasn't going to be a thing after Microsoft bought Rareware. But here we are, because Nintendo and Microsoft have been getting really, in bed with each other recently.
Oh my!
That's a good way to. I mean, they had a baby when it was called Cuphead on the Switch.
Do you think the this is changing the subject a bit, but we'll get back to the four things. We wander in this podcast. Do you think that the Cuphead and the Banjo Kazooie presages some sort of bigger, rare effort on the Switch, like perhaps some sort of like the rare collection that was on Xbox One might come to the Switch, something like that?
It'd be nice.
Perfect Dark and JFG and.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice to have a way to play Jet Force Gemini portable. Let me tell you. I mean, as far as new games go, I wouldn't trust Modern Rare to, pick their own damn nose
to
than make a game.
To piss in my guest toilet without hitting the floor.
Exactly. Especially because all of their competent people went on and, made another game company and made Yooka-Laylee. But I wouldn't mind seeing, like, a remake of Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie and, all of your 90s hits from the Nintendo 64 on the Switch. I think that would be a great thing.
We gotta wait for the N64 Classic for that, but...
if they do an N64 Classic, that means that those games like Perfect Dark and all them, it's a much bigger chance those will be on there.
Maybe they'll restore the stop and swap feature to Banjo-Tooie.
They already did that in the Xbox 360 version.
Oh, well, I'm silly then. Well, maybe they'll do that in a standalone console.
Maybe that's possible.
Right, what was the fourth thing? Because I'm pretty sure if it's not what I'm thinking, then there's actually a fifth thing that you're excited for.
It's kind of a minor thing, but I'm a bit more excited for Dragon Quest XI on the Switch now.
Okay.
So I think I actually am going to get that when it comes out.
Because that has the
everything
orchestral, yeah, and the 2D mode,
yeah,
and all of the extra shit.
I've decided. I mean, I was going to buy it anyway eventually, but I've decided that I'm probably going to do 2 playthroughs, one for each graphical style.
Oh my goodness!
Well, the game's that good.
That's a big commitment. I respect that.
Dragon Quest XI is one of my favorite games, so I would be more than happy to play twice more at the very least.
Fifth thing, though, that you're excited about, because it was talked about at E3, and that's the interesting thing.
What was that?
Stormbringers.
Shadowbringers?
Shadowbringers.
Oh, okay.
Stormbringers, sorry.
I didn't see that.
Shadowbringers actually got a little bit on stage during the Square Enix presentation, which is interesting because Square Enix has always seemed like they want to hide the fact that they own an MMO. Perhaps it was because they didn't have a whole lot to present.
They own 3 MMOs.
But they actually, that was up on the main stage for a bit during their presentation. So that's another thing that you're
I know that they, about. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm going to be playing it next week, so... but they also had, apparently, I haven't seen it yet, but they apparently had a commercial for Final Fantasy XIV with Tom Holland in it.
Okay.
You don't know who Tom Holland is?
I don't, not off the top of my head.
He's the current MCU Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, okay. You could have just said they had it with Spider-Man. I mean,
there have been like 50 Spider... You would have probably thought it was Tobey Maguire or something.
No, I would have thought it was the animated Spider-Man from the 90s animated series.
From the 1960s.
Spider-Blood, radioactive Spider-Blood. That's his name in Final Fantasy XIV. Radioactive's first name, Spider-Blood, his second name. That's actually a good name for an FF14 character.
This is sound like a bad comic book plot.
But yeah, that's coming out. That's good.
And then there's also like some other bits and bobs. I got another Slime controller pre-ordered because they're coming out with one for the Switch. Unfortunately, I was not able to get any solid pre-orders down on Link's Awakening stuff.
Yeah, those amiibos.
I missed the amiibos, like sold out instantly, as did the European special edition, which had the awesome Game Boy looking steelbook. North America is also getting a special edition, but it just comes with an art book.
Okay.
And I don't know if I want to do that or just get the digital edition, because I was really kind of wanting the steelbook, and I know because Europe gets better collector's editions from Nintendo than we do apparently. They had like a similar thing with Metroid Samus Returns on the 3DS, and their steelbook looked like a Metroid 2 cartridge.
Oh, okay.
And I would have liked that, but I wouldn't have gone for that anyway because 3DS is not region free. Switch is though, so
It is.
So that's why it would have been more...
That's part of what makes it God's true console.
I suppose. Yeah, unless you hack a 3DS.
This is true as well. But yeah, E3 was good. I think part of the thing that was interesting about E3 this year is that it felt like it was much more about games themselves than about individual companies. I thought the Xbox presentation was kind of, like everybody else, kind of lackluster. I think they've jumped the gun on Project Scarlet or whatever, and now Sony is just going to make sure that the PlayStation 5 just utterly, cleans the clock.
I think they wanted to one-up the fact that Sony didn't make a presence at E3.
That was the other thing. There was a gigantic Sony-sized hole in E3 this year, and nothing really, raised itself to penetrate that hole in a way that satisfied me.
They tried. I mean, there were some things, for the PS4 that were shown off by other companies. Like, everyone finally got their look at some gameplay from the Final Fantasy VII remake that they're still excited for some reason.
That's only going to be in Midgar, but let's talk about that.
You don't want to talk about that?
No, I mean, we can talk about that.
I mean, I'm still not... I already have Final Fantasy VII. I'm not going to buy it just so I can play it on the Final Fantasy 15 engine, it looks like. And also possibly buy a collector's edition for like half a game or a third of a game.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that it's only going to be Midgar. Now, to be fair, Midgar is the best part of the game, hot take alert. Midgar is when the game is at its most focused and has the most compelling narrative, in my opinion. So that part, all that's good.
And they are saying that that part of the game is going to have more content than the whole of the PS1 version combined. The whole of the PS1 version of the whole game. So
we'll see.
Well, we'll see. But I've seen all these people get excited, and they're throwing out like $100 collector's editions, and they.
I thought you were going to say $100, but they're just throwing $100 bills at the Final Fantasy presentation.
While they're heckling
Shake it, baby! Show me them polygons!
Apparently a lot of people yelled at the stage this year.
I heard about that, and they gave one guy a free copy of Cyberpunk.
There was the one guy, I only know about this because of Sterling. There was one guy who, as Keanu Reeves was giving his Keanu Reeves speech, he said that the game was breathtaking, and then someone yelled out, "You're breathtaking!"
Oh yes,
and it was like a well-timed thing that made they made like a news thing over it.
They got a lot of free PR out of it, so they gave the person a copy.
So everyone and their mom started trying to yell things out at every single other conference, possibly trying to get free stuff.
You give one dog a treat, the entire fucking pack comes. And it's
Bethesda guy.
Can I get it? Can I get a copy of Diablo Immortal? I don't even want one. I just want to be the guy who got a free copy. I have a phone. Imagine if those people have been around for the shitty fucking Diablo presentation. You guys have phones, right? I have a phone. It's me. I want a shitty free-to-play phone game, actually.
Good, then you can get it for free anyway. You don't need to yell at us to do it.
I want something for free. You suck. Fuck you. Yeah, that would be great.
No, but there was a guy at the Bethesda one who was going, yeah, after everyone said a sentence.
He was trying to be a meme.
He was.
That's entertaining. I do like the anarchic spirit of let's just all try to make ourselves memes at E3.
But apparently, Ubisoft was terrible.
Yes.
They showed nothing but trailers.
You can be an old lady in the new Watch Dogs. The thing with Watch Dogs Legion is apparently you can literally play as any NPC in the game world.
Too bad you're also playing Watch Dogs.
So now you can be the elderly woman and kill people with sick neck breaking stealth moves.
But the downside is that you'll be playing Watch Dogs. But they apparently just showed off. They didn't show off any game footage. They just showed off trailers of all these games that are coming out next year.
Oh.
Bethesda's saying, oh, we're finally fixing Fallout 76.
By adding a shitty Battle Royale mode.
Well, they're adding a shitty Battle Royale mode, but they're also adding in a bunch of things that should have been in the game in the fucking first place.
Everybody wants that Destiny. Everybody wants the slow increase over time.
Oh, and everyone...
sleeper hit.
Everyone is so damn excited for Elder Scrolls Blades coming out on the Switch.
Oh man, you have no idea. I am
Jesus.
counting down the days. I have my little doll, my little Todd Howard voodoo doll, in the closet, and every day I rub the dry spaghetti that I've stuck into its head for its hair and be like, "Thank you, Todd Howard. Bring me Elder Scrolls Blades on Switch, and I will add more spaghetti to your hair."
In all honesty, you have
do that.
You have a console, and I don't know what it is with people these days in the Switch. Everyone and their mom are porting their stupid free to play mobile games on the Switch these days.
It's free money. It's free real estate,
I guess. But like you got this free to play bullshit Elder Scrolls game coming out, and you can already play the whole of Skyrim on there.
This is true. I mean, to be fair, some of them... you can play Warframe on your Switch now.
Yeah, but Warframe isn't the shitty free-to-play game.
Speaking of shit that's coming to the Switch, I don't know what technological wizardry they did, but 2 weeks ago there was a rumor on Nintendo Life that The Witcher 3 was coming to the Switch, and everybody was like, no, it's not. And I messaged Patrick. We had a very long conversation about this where I outlined exactly why The Witcher 3 cannot run on a Switch. And Digital Foundry, the people who have those like incredibly granular videos about frame rates and stuff, did a whole video that I might have sent to you, or I might have...
I don't think you sent it to me.
Where they basically took a PC with the specs of the Switch and were like, this is how far we'd have to turn down The Witcher 3 to get it at like a playable 30 frames per second. And it looked like dough. And they were like, I guess The Witcher 3's not coming to Switch. Well, motherfucker, it is. Geralt is coming to the motherfucking Switch.
Nah.
He's going to kill people, and he's going to call them horsens, and he's going to plow elves, all on your fucking portable ass Switch.
I mean,
frankly, the trailer kind of looked like ass, but who gives a shit? It's The Witcher on the Switch.
I'm probably not gonna get it because I need another freaking open world action game on my backlog.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for people who are Witcher fans and want a way to play it on the go. I mean, it looks good enough, at least from what I can see. It looks pretty good.
I know that one thing that they've mentioned in terms of making it work is that it's going to run at 720p on the TV, and then it's actually only going to be running at 540p on the handheld mode.
Okay.
So we'll see how that pans out. It seems to me like if there is a more powerful Switch coming, that might be a big part of the thing, is that works.
Yeah, but still, as long as it plays well, that's all I would really care about.
That's fair. As long as it's I play I have the PlayStation 4 and the PC version of The Witcher because I love it and because it's $15 now.
Yeah, I just
and I mean I play it on the PS4 in 30 frames per second, and I play it on my computer at a locked 30 frames per second just with the settings turned up a lot higher because I can't quite get a consistent 60 FPS without turning everything all the way down, and it kind of looks shitty. So I'd rather have it look real nice at 30.
I don't think I really finished up like a while back when we were talking about the Smash characters.
Oh fuck! I'm sorry.
Yeah, we talked about Banjo. Everyone knows fucking Banjo, but the one that I'm more excited about, and if you couldn't fucking tell, you know who you're talking to. Yeah, the fucking Luminary.
Yes.
The hero, because
he's got different skins.
He's got 4 different.
Yeah.
He got the default is the Luminary from 11, which is awesome. One of them is Erdrick, the main character from the guy who would later be called the end of the game be called Erdrick, guy from Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest 3. And you've also
already got the guy from Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah. I finally unlocked him the other day, too. He's so cool.
And they've also got skins for the Dragon Quest 4 and 8 protagonists.
Nice.
I'm pretty excited because, I mean, I haven't I haven't really had a chance to play 8 yet, but I am really looking forward to it. And 3, 4, and 11 are among my favorite games. So that's pretty cool. I've also seen the alternate color skins for each of these characters, which seem to basically show off the... they basically seem to represent the other... 4 of the other main heroes. Like, the color scheme, the alternate color scheme for the 4 looks a lot like the one from 1, for example. But yeah, really, really looking forward to... I'm looking forward to that more than I am, Banjo. Fight me. But I remember when...
I know you sent me that. It was the like, you a simpleton, me an intellectual meme. And it was, you a simpleton, Banjo-Kazooie, me an intellectual, fight the luminary. Was good.
But I remember I was talking to my friend Jordan the day before they announced this, and I'm like... they're going to be announcing the Smash Brother, the new Smash Brothers character, and I'm like, I've heard rumors that it's going to be Erdrick, and then I also people really want Banjo-Kazooie, and I told him,
oh Jesus,
and I told him, I would be happy with either one. I really want Dragon Quest, but I would be happy with either one. And then after they announced it, I was talking to him like. So remember when I said that I would be happy with either one of these characters? And he's like, which one did they pick? And I'm like, both.
Nice.
So I am very happy for both, but a little bit more for Dragon Quest.
So we did finally cover that. Sorry about that.
So another big thing...
before we go any further, I would just like to issue a really quick correction.
Okay.
I am a man enough to eat crow when it happens. I was completely wrong, if you have been watching this podcast for a long time, when we made our end-of-year video game predictions back in 2019. I said that Cyberpunk 2077 would come out holiday season of 2019 this year, and that Death Stranding would come out in the first half of 2020. And I was completely backwards about that. Death Stranding is coming out in November, and Cyberpunk is coming out in April. So I had that shit backwards, and
but still, that's
on me.
You have the game that you're more excited for coming out first, isn't it?
I'm excited for them both, but I'm psyched for Death Stranding. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to finding out more about Die Hard Man. Kojima, man.
But yeah, so we've had all kinds of miracles happening on Nintendo's end of things.
We have
with Witcher 3 and Banjo-Kazooie and Smash, and something else.
Doom running on the Switch, man.
Well, they already had Doom running on the Switch.
I know, but it's still it's surprising.
But like something I thought that I would never see in my lifetime is Seiken Densetsu 3 being localized for the U.S. And I know. And I mean, we'll rename Trials of Mana now to keep with the the whole Mana thing.
Crazy sons of bitches did it.
And it's not just the remake. They actually went out of their way to something that's out now. It was actually out right after the conference. Something that I didn't think that they would do. They actually translated like the Super NES ROM, and they released it as part of the Collection of Mana, which came out in Japan a few years ago for the Switch. So there's a collection available on the Switch right now that has Final Fantasy Adventure, Secret of Mana, and Trials of Mana, all in English and all ready to play.
Yep.
And I know that Greg mentioned that he thought that was to be something I was excited for. I probably would have been a lot more excited for it if I didn't already own all 3 games and have them all sideloaded on my 3DS. But I am still. I still think this is a miraculous occasion.
It is. I'm kind of surprised, honestly, that it's not being treated as a bigger deal. That after decades, we have an English version of Seiken Densetsu 3.
In all honesty, though, the Mana fan base isn't as big as like Final Fantasy.
But people are just kind of like, okay, it's an overpriced Mana collection. We live in the universe where. It's the third installment of a. We live in the universe where the third installment of a beloved series finally comes out on the Switch in English. After its much maligned and incomplete second installment became a cult classic, and it's not Mother 3.
I was about to say, your move, Nintendo. Balls in your court, my dude.
I'm just saying, it's time for the Mother collection too.
Come on.
Where's my
Mr. Bowser?
NES Mother, Earthbound, and Mother 3? Where is it?
Come on, Doug. Let's
Doug.
Yeah. Reggie's.
Did you see that? I'm sure you saw the Doug Bowser thing.
Yeah.
It was. Everyone seemed to find it endearing. I just found it really cringy.
It was his first time in a direct. I'll give it to him, but Reggie's not around at Nintendo anymore. So
he went out to get some cigarettes and never came back.
So Doug, the burden now falls onto you. Where's Mother 3?
Yeah, Reggie's been fielding those questions for years now.
Your turn. I'll honestly. I would probably care more if I didn't already own the game and have the fan translations I loaded on my 3DS. But, like I said, you're up, Doug. What you gonna do, my dude? That is Doug Bowser's new theme song.
Oh my god.
And then I think the last thing I have written down here.
What you did is gambling. Loot boxes are gambling, Doug. Hark, hark.
Okay, so I have one last thing that I have written down in my notes here. Something that Greg's probably going to be more excited for than I.
Okay.
And that's they tease a sequel to Breath of the Wild.
Oh yes, I knew that because you were like, the Nintendo was okay, and everybody was shitting their pants about Breath of the Wild 2 or whatever it's going to be called. Breath of the Wild, except you play as Zelda this time, and it looks creepy. It looks like it might be like the Majora's Mask to Breath of the Wild's Ocarina of Time.
So nobody's going to like it at first, and then when they remake it years later, everyone's going to say, "Oh yeah, I liked that the whole time."
That was my favorite, totally.
Yeah, like they're doing with Link's Awakening now.
Yeah. No, I'm excited, but I feel like we don't have enough to go on really yet.
That could be the sense.
I'm certainly
down
down for it though. I'm really interested in seeing what celebrity they end up putting in Breath of the Wild, because that's the thing now. We put celebrities in all of our games, and I love it. I love that Death Stranding has the fucking Nicholas Winding Refn and Mads Mikkelsen and Norman Reedus, and we've got Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk. Meanwhile, the fucking Avengers game came out. It has no celebrities in it. It just has like these off-brand fucking Avengers like Thor and Hulk. You have to pick from Captain USA or some shit.
Cobalt Man.
It just. Man, did you see the trailer for that? That's like...
I think I saw a little bit of it.
I know we didn't have like a worst of E3 segment, but that game looks bad. And the cheap heat the dude kept trying to get off the movies with the audience was so lame. He was trying to get them all hyped up because of the fucking movies, and then you show them this thing, and it's like... It's not like the movies.
It's like what happened when we played The Sopranos: Road to Respect.
Yes. The Avengers game is to the Avengers what The Sopranos: Road to Respect,
starring Donnie and Clay J,
is to the fucking Sopranos. Although I'm assuming the Avengers will probably have less set pieces where they run through the back of a strip club and beat people with pipes. You never know. That might happen to Hawkeye in this game.
Pump up the jam.
They walk up. He's in like a fucking seedy gym beating a man with a pipe. Oh, that game you could get shot like 6 times.
Like Thor is like on the Stugots and he's about to get shot by like Tony and then Polly and
oh my god.
Who else was there? Silvio? Oh dear. But that's all I got.
That's all you got?
I'm fairly sure that there were other things that people are excited about and whatnot. I mean...
This is our really, really incomplete E3 roundup. It's our E roundup.
E2.
E2.
E2 and a half.
E2 roundup. They don't really need... With Sony there, it's not even E3. It's E2. It's
E2.25 because you have Bethesda and Ubisoft there. They're like 12.5% each.
It's just that's the sound I make when listening to most of the presentation.
You made that joke last year.
I did. Did I really?
Yeah.
Damn, I am not an original man.
It's okay. But I think that's going to go ahead and do it for this week's Squeeze the World podcast.
Yep.
So next time, hopefully we can keep this up weekly.
Hopefully. Hopefully next week we'll be back talking about whatever bullshit happened in the gaming industry.
We'll try to keep it as consistent as possible. Can't make any absolute guarantees, but we'll do our best. But
no guarantees. It's like that guy in the in Five Nights at Freddy's sister location. You can't prove anything.
But until then, I've been Ray Goji.
And I'm Soylent Greg.
And we'll be here next time. Join us, won't you?